What's up, y'all? Dre Baldwin, DreAllDay.com. Some players ask me in comments, or viewers ask me in comments, why do I do a lot of drills that one drill might be very similar to a different drill? Why not do something that's completely radical with a completely different variety? Why don't I do more drills that are like that or similar to maybe somebody else you've seen on YouTube, somebody else who posts basketball drills on YouTube, or similar to some certain highlight move that they've seen one of their favorite players do? Why not do more of those in my vids? So let me give you a very detailed explanation of how and why my videos happen and how they compare to somebody else you might be watching and what the difference is.
DreAllDay.com.
What's up, everybody? Dre Baldwin, DreAllDay.com. I already told you what I'm going to talk about in this video, so here it is. First of all, I got to explain to y'all that when you watching the drills that I put out and you watch the drills of maybe somebody else out there who has a popular YouTube channel, or maybe you, if you got a channel, or whoever else you want to talk about out there, you got to understand the difference between me and most of the other people you see putting content out, at least the ones I've seen and or heard about. I am a basketball player. All right, my background comes from playing basketball. I played in high school, played in college, played professional basketball, real basketball. A lot of the people that you see, or a lot of the people that get mentioned to me, they say, "Oh, why don't you do such and such drill because this guy did, or this person did these drills, or why don't you do these type of drills because this guy did this tutorial on this highlight move that John Wall did, or this move that Russell Westbrook did. Why don't you do something like that?" Y'all had to understand that with my background of being a basketball player, the reason I explain that to y'all is because I'm showing you, when I put the content that I put out on YouTube, I'm not doing it as a way to get your attention. Like, okay, I want to get 10,000 views on this video. I want to get a whole bunch of views on this video, a whole bunch of likes, so I want this to go viral. So I'm gonna make a video about the hottest thing that just came out. I understand there are some people who do that, and that's fine and good with me, but that's not what I do. What I do in my content is show you how a basketball player was able to build his game from not being good at all, not even being able to make a team, to being able to make it in high school, make it in college, and have a professional career. Not a cup of coffee in the pros, but an actual career playing basketball. And there are a lot of, like I said, a lot of people who have come in on YouTube over the last 4 or 5 years. When I started on YouTube, it was 2006 or 2007, one of those years, and there wasn't anybody posting basketball workouts on YouTube. So I basically created this entire lane that you see all these other guys in. And of course, there's room for anybody who wants to come in on YouTube and put content out. But understanding a lot of the guys you see putting content out on YouTube are YouTubers who play basketball. I'm a basketball player who uses YouTube, and there's a huge difference between those two things. I think with so much content coming out and so many of you watching YouTube, a lot of people lose that distinction, and a lot of people don't even care about the distinction, because a lot of you just watch the videos, you just want to see what's entertaining for you or what's going to possibly help your game get to the next level, and that's fine. I don't have a problem with that either. But with the type of stuff that I put out, for those of you who've been following me for a while or watched a lot of my content, you know I like to make sure I address everything as much as possible and as detailed as possible in some form of video here, so that I got a whole library of basically everything I know, have learned, and experienced about basketball. I want to have it all out there between my website, DreAllDay.com, between the books I put out, between the blog posts I write, and the videos that I make. I want to make sure I share everything with you out there. So some player who comes along, there's some baby that was born today that 15 years from now is going to be looking for a way to build up their game, and they're going to find me, and they're going to find all this content. So I want to make sure I didn't leave nothing out. So when I'm not around no more, everything's out there for these players out there. And the difference, as I said before, between me and a lot of the YouTube hoopers, which is a phrase I've heard somebody use talking to me, like how you compare it to other YouTube hoopers. Listen, Dre Baldwin doesn't compare to any YouTube hooper. You don't put my name in the same sentence with a guy who is a YouTuber who plays basketball. Now, you could put me in a sentence with a basketball player who's on YouTube. I don't know how many of them there are. Ain't too many of them, because a lot of people, from what I see and what I hear, at least from the comments, because I don't actually watch many YouTube videos, but there are a lot of guys who will go and take, let's say tonight in the NBA, some player get some highlight move, and then over the next week, you're going to see 5, 6, 30 people on YouTube do a tutorial on that move. And players like, oh, players watch that. And those videos get a lot of views because people want to see, like, I want to see such and such get a highlight on this. I want to see that highlight. I want to learn how to do that move. And I try to explain to players, like my guy Shakedown. He's a guy who does videos on NBA 2K, like the video game NBA 2K. We actually did like a 3-part Q&A a couple years ago. And about a month or so ago, he tweeted me and he was like, yo, Dre, why don't you do a tutorial on this move? And he sent me a link to some move that somebody had did that made like SportsCenter top 10 the night before. And I said to him, I think it was like a Steph Curry move that Steph Curry had did. And I said to him, what you have to understand is that for me to put out a tutorial on that would be doing a disservice to a lot of players. Because any player who can't do, because the way Steph Curry did the move, he did like 4 different things. It was like 4 different parts to the move he did. He did like a crossover, a behind the back, a half spin move, and a step back, then he shot a 3. So I said to Shakedown, I said the only way any player is going to be able to do that move is if they are able to do a crossover, that they can dribble between their legs, that they know how to go behind the back without having to look down at the ball, bounce it off the back of their foot. They got to be able to do the half spin without carrying the ball. They got to know how to do the step back without losing balance and fading away so much that the ball doesn't get to the rim. And they got to be able to make that jump shot off the dribble by gathering off the dribble and being able to get to a smooth transition. And you got to be able to make the shot. You got to be able to put all 5 of those, you got to have all 5 of those elements by themselves down cold before you can even think about putting that combination together. And then I said to him, each one of those elements, I have at least 50 vids on each one of those elements. Once a player has mastered all of those, then they can do that move. And then he kind of joked to me like, oh, you making an excuse. You don't want to do the tutorial, or I don't know, you scared to do the move, or whatever kind of bullshit y'all like to say these days. And then that's when I kind of explained to him in detail, like, dude, like anything you can name in basketball, I've done. Like, you playing video games, I'm doing it in real life. So there's a difference between the two. So he kind of understood by the end of the conversation. Those words weren't the exact words, but he understood the spirit of what I was saying to him, was that it's not really about always doing the video game move or the highlight move. And I explain that to players all the time. You can't start doing the highlights until you got the basics down. And as I explained in the Play Ball As Good As You Practice Ball vid, you have to, and actually I said this years ago in the vid, the highlight moves, the stuff that you see on SportsCenter Top 10, or if you go on YouTube right now in the search and you type in any player you like and you type in highlights or you type in mix, you're going to see all their highlight plays, like the plays that get on SportsCenter, the plays that make people tweet, the plays that just make people go crazy, the plays that make people say, oh, this guy should be an all-star, oh, nobody can stop this guy because he did some highlight move. Understand that the majority of points from your favorite players, if you look at a Kevin Durant, a Stephen Curry, a Kobe Bryant, a Dwayne Wade, a Derrick Rose, a Kyrie Irving, a LeBron James, Russell Westbrook, the majority of their points come from plays that don't make highlight reels. Don't y'all ever wonder why a highlight reel is so short? That's because if a player scores 28, 30 points in a game, maybe six of those points maybe will come on plays that people would consider highlight. All the rest of the points, the other 90% of the points, come on basic stuff. One dribble pull-up, a catch and shoot, free throws, cutting off the ball, catching the ball, making a layup, posting up, doing a simple turnaround shot or a little baby hook. They're not highlights. They're just simple, basic basketball plays. The problem that a lot of players have, and especially the way that we have our internet and social media these days, people have short attention span. They want something that's going to keep them excited. All right, I watched this 2-minute video that was exciting. Now I need to see something else exciting. So when you come across something that's not really that exciting, if I put out something, like I put out some things that people might see as exciting, like when I do the NBA move of the night viz or something else I might put out that you may see exciting. I mean, it's all in the eyes of the beholder. People come across something that's more basic, like a 1 dribble move or a quick 2 dribble step back combination where I'm doing the same move over and over and over again in drills, which is how the game is, which is how you actually develop skills. People are like, all right, well, this is boring. There's nothing really interesting about that. Who wants to watch somebody do the same move over and over again? So I understand that this is not for everybody. When I put out the content that I put out, it's not for everybody. My channel, the stuff that I put on this channel is for people who are looking to become actual basketball players. So I'm talking about the basketball content. Now, the motivational and the stuff I talk about that could apply to any part of life, I welcome everybody to come watch that. When we're talking about the basketball content, if you're not looking to actually make yourself into a true basketball player, and that doesn't mean that you got to try to be playing in college or you want to be playing in the pros, or you might even want to be a YouTuber who likes basketball, and that's fine. If you want to build your game, you want to build some actual game, like a solid fundamental base of skill, that's what my channel is for. Now, if you want to watch my channel is like going to the library. Now, if you gave somebody $20 and you said to them, any random person, you watching this vid, if I gave you $20 and I said, listen, you could take this 20 bucks and you could go to the library and rent out as many books as you want, or you could take this 20 and you could go to the movies and watch the latest movie that came out, which one is most people going to pick? Most people are going to go to the movies. Why? Because the movies are entertaining. The movies don't require you to do any thinking. The movies, and once the movie is over, whatever information you got from that movie won't require you to do any work. Now, if you go to the library is not really that entertaining. I wouldn't consider the library to be entertaining to anyone, even me, and I read a ton of books. The library is going to require you to think, because the books you're going to read in the library, you're going to have to think in order to apply them. And whatever you read about in those books, the books that you take out, you're going to have to actually do some work in order to apply that information to make it work for your real life. Now, the question here is this. Which one of them is going to be better for you in the long run? Your trip to the library or your 2-3 hours in the movies? Obviously, if you put a gun to their head and make them think about it, the answer is going to be the library. But at the same time, most people will still take the $20 to go to the movies. Why? Because they get that instant gratification of the entertainment of going to the movies. Number two, because everybody else is going to go to the movies. Number three, who wants, if they got an option of being entertained or doing work, they're going to go do some work. Now, I know everybody says, and I know most of you are not like most people. If you're watching this video, even to this point, not all of you are that type that is going to choose the entertainment over the work. I know a lot of you who follow my content, you already inherently understand everything I'm saying here. You might not be able to put it into words the way I'm describing it, but you get it. At the same time, not everybody's going to choose work over entertainment. And you have to ask yourself this question. When it comes to being a basketball player, and I've seen a ton of basketball players, I've seen it at every level, all you teenage players out there, I've been your age. I've seen the players who were around me who were also my age, who were talking like, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. I'm going to be better than this guy who's older than me, because only reason was just because they thought because they was younger, it guaranteed that their future was so perfect and bright. None of those guys made it as basketball players, not one of them. Nobody from my neighborhood who was my age, and they was all thinking that they was going to be great simply because they had such a future ahead of them. They were predicting they were going to be successful in the future, even though they didn't have anything. They had some present success, but they didn't have anything that said there was no guarantee of it. And they didn't want to do the work. They got more satisfaction, more gratification, instant gratification of talking about it. And that gratification that they got from talking about it took away their will to actually do the work to get there. Because when you talk about stuff, it's been like scientifically proven. There's a TED talk where somebody talks about this, like, don't talk about your goals. I forget who it was that did it. Might have been Simon Sinek or Derek Sivers. And it says, when you talk about your goals, like the things that you're going to do, and you talk about them as if they already happened, you get a small amount of satisfaction just from talking about it to other people. And that small amount of satisfaction you get from talking about it, it takes away your drive to actually go do the things necessary to get there. What does that have to do with this? If you, let's say, it was one in particular when John Wall, I think like twice in the same week, he drove to the basket, he jumped in the air, he did a 360 in the air and made a layup. And both times he made the layup, and both times it was like SportsCenter top 10. And everybody's going crazy. People was tweeting me and commenting me like, yo, why don't you do the John Wall move? Do a tutorial on the John Wall 360. And I'm telling players, like, if you can't even do the Mikan drill and make 20 layups in a row, right hand, left hand alternating, how the hell are you going to be doing a John Wall 360 layup? If you can't make a one dribble pull up and you can't understand how to run the plays on your basketball team, how you even going to get on the team, number one, and then get on the court, number two, and then get the ball, number three, to even do that move? And players don't really want to hear that, because when you tell players something like that, now you're challenging them to, okay, are you willing to do the work? Are you willing to have the discipline to do the work that's going to get you in a position where you can even do that? And a lot of players, like I said, they don't want to hear that. So then they go to the person who's going to go post that video. Okay, I'm going to show you a tutorial on how to do the 360 John Wall layup. And then you're getting a tutorial from a player who can't even play. And I'm referring to I don't know anyone in particular. Like I said, I don't even watch YouTube videos like that. But as I said, 98% of basketball players are not going to become a professional level player. They're not going to have a strong fundamental base. And whether they make the pros or not, college, if they want to be a YouTuber, a YMCA guy, whatever, 98% of players are not going to get there. And just like 98% of people will choose the movies over the library. So you have to decide, if you're a part of the 98%, are you going to do what everybody else is doing? You're going to do what your friends are doing? You're going to do the thing that seems to be the most fun in the moment, that instant gratification choice? Or are you going to be part of the 2%? The 2% is the percent that goes to the library. Who goes to the library? The 2% of the percent who would rather make 151 dribble pull-ups every day instead of practicing the John Wall 360 layup, or you want to learn how to do the Sham God Move. Y'all watch NBA. How often do you see somebody use the Sham God Move in a game? How many NBA games take place over the course of a season? If you add up all the games that take place all year, we're talking about hundreds, if not thousands of games. I don't know the exact number. How many times do you see the Sham God Move actually happen? Maybe 10, let's say 10 for the whole season. You miss a few. Let's say maybe 100 times all season. And we talking how many possessions happen every single game. So you know that's less than 1% of all possessions that take place. The Sham God Move happens, or this John Wall 360 layup, or Jamal Crawford's shake and bake move. Has Jamal Crawford used the shake and bake move all season, even one time yet? If he did, I didn't see it. I didn't see it on ESPN, so maybe he did it and he missed the shot. Who knows? But people want to get that highlight. They want to put the icing on the cake without baking the cake first. You got to bake the cake by having the discipline to practice and get down cold the fundamentals. If you want to learn the fundamentals, I'm the person you want to get it from. And not only because I'm saying it, not only because I can say the videos, because you could take away all the YouTube and look at what I've done in real life, physical life basketball, and I have the cash, I have the credibility to back it up. The majority of people putting out content on YouTube, like I said, I don't know who they are, but I don't have to know who they are because I know the percentages in basketball that 98% of people who are playing, talking, watching basketball don't have a fundamental base. They rather do the thing that's exciting, rather do the thing that's entertaining. They don't want to have the discipline. When you out there every day working on your game, working on your jumper, doing the one dribble pull-ups, doing the conditioning, doing the basic stuff that's not exciting, that's not going to get anybody's attention, but is the thing that's going to get you on the court, who's out there with you? Nobody, right? It's just you. It's 2 out of every 100 who's willing to do that. The other 98, they just want to play. They don't want to go to the court by themselves because that's boring. They want to go with their friends. They want to play one-on-one. They want to play 3-on-3. They want to do the stuff they did in the video game. They want to do the stuff that's on the highlight. So you have to ask yourself, in conclusion, which one are you? Are you going to watch cartoons, which is the highlight stuff, the instant gratification, the things that's going to get you excited in the moment and make you feel good now, but they're not going to pay off in the long run, i.e. going to the movies? Or are you going to get the fundamentals down, i.e. going to the library, doing the fundamentals, working on them over and over again, having the discipline even though it's not exciting? There's no payoff in the immediate future for you, but it's going to pay off in the long run, and in the long run, it's going to separate you from that 98%. Because as we all have heard the cliche, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. So do you want to be like them, or do you want to separate yourself from the pack? And again, you're not going to be able to separate yourself today or in a week or even in a month. It's only going to show after 5 years, 7 years, 10 years that the payoff's going to come. Do you have the discipline to wait that long? So you had to make that choice. And if you make the choice to wait that long, be part of the 2%, I'll be here with the content. And yeah, some of them drills might look similar to a different drill, but guess what? If you're going to become a real seriously taken basketball player, that's what you're going to have to do to become one. It might not look like it if all you watch is ESPN, but if you watch the whole games, if you talk to the coaches, if you talk to the players who actually do it, not the players who YouTube it, but the players who actually do it in real life, they'll tell you the same thing, because that's the only way you'll make it. I'm the guy, I'll be the guy who'll be the source of that information if you don't have anyone to get it from. Work on your game, DreAllDay.com. Thanks for checking out this video. Make sure you follow all my top content up here. Follow me on all your favorite social networks right over here. And make sure you are subscribed to catch all the new content I put on this channel every single day. Work on your game.